Hey, Addie Joe. Last week or 2 weeks, I'm pretty behind. You asked a question. What version of yourself are you trying not to be? And if anyone who is watching this hasn't listened to Addie Joe's video, cut this, watch hers instead. But that question for me is easy. That question for me, I know the answer to. I've been that girl. I've seen the warning signs. I know who I am trying not to be. But then you asked a question. Do we dream big enough to imagine our best selves? That's something I've never thought of before. And then you went with Paul on this Ephesians tangent, and you said, what about what God, who is able to do immeasurably more than all we could ask for or imagine? What if we considered what he could do? That is far beyond our imagination of what our best selves could be. And so you talked about how trying not to be this version of yourself can be limiting, and trying to be what we think our best versions of ourselves is limiting. So what do? What is our hope? Do we rest in the freedom of not being bound? But I like boundaries. I don't like to color on a blank sheet of paper. I would much rather color in a coloring book that has black and white spaces clearly defined for me to fill in. I crave the familiar and the known and the laid out. How do we get over the fear of the unknown and the unimaginable? I'm sure you've all heard someone tell you never say never. I was at dinner tonight in which I said never twice. And the person I was at dinner with said, never say never. And I know that's true. But the things I said never to terrify me. They scare me and I don't have any desire for them. They don't appeal to me in any way. Not that I think they're too big or to think they're just things that aren't good for me right now. So I guess the question is, laying aside the fact that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, can we dream for our future without being limited by our right now? This past Sunday at my church was Youth Sunday. So I had 4 different students share a little mini sermon, and I gave them a theme that was broad and basic. I said, I want you to talk about hope. I want you to talk about how you've seen hope, what hope means to you, what you know about hope, and share that with the congregation. And what I took away is that the only way to dream is to hope, to have confidence in God in a way in which our faith surpasses our circumstance and our current situation. It's not something I'm good at. But what if I knew that the way to throw off the most limits for my future and the best hope of being my best self in a way that I can't fathom or imagine is for my confidence and hope in God to outweigh everything else? If everything was colored by hope, that would be my best self now.